Hello everyone and a very good evening. I hope everyone is doing well and keeping healthy. So welcome to the talk show called as Let's Talk Sports. I'm going to be your host Ruchira Manerkar and I'm really happy to be around here. So before we talk about what this show is going to be, firstly it's a brand new episode and a brand new show of Ironwood Institute, and this is the first episode, and I'm very excited for it. And we are going to talk, of course, going to talk a lot about sports. But apart from that, we are going to speak to a lot of insights, lot about the insights, and speak to the people from the industry itself and gain a lot of insightful knowledge about the sporting industry, which will not only give you the awareness of the industry but also will give you help you gain a pathway about the industry and gain knowledge like you've never gained before. So let's begin the first episode. Before the first episode, let me introduce you to the speaker that we are going to have today. We have our previous alumni from the batch. Her name is Sukanya Fatak, and she's currently working in KPMG. She's here. Hi, Sukanya. How are you?
I am good. It's crazy that I'm meeting you like this virtually, but it's good to see you.
I know. Likewise. I am happy that we could at least meet virtually after the pandemic.
Yeah, insane. Can
So,
we
how
start
have
with
you
like
been
what
doing?
poses for you?
No, no, fine.
Got a lot of disturbance and also yours frozen. My screen is frozen.
Your screen is frozen. Am I audible to you?
I can hear you, but you're like I can't see you.
Okay, let me just check. Let me check.
Is there like a lot of disturbance for you as well? You're on mute.
Is it better?
Yeah, better.
Great. Okay, so shall we begin?
Yes, let's get
Okay,
started.
great. So this session is going to be like a very generic one. We're going to talk a lot about sports and how your journey has been to sports. So I'll throw up a few questions and I hope you're ready with the answers for it.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, great. So firstly, to begin with, just like a generic question that comes up in my mind, like what made you choose take up sports management as your career, or at least as a being a sports player, have you been a sports player that you wanted to pursue into sports?
Yes, actually, that's exactly what I was going to say. So, a little bit of bragging right at the beginning. No kidding. So, I used to be a national level player during school for basketball and athletics. So, naturally, I was very inclined and interested in sports. Uh, but I was pursuing CA. And while I
Wow.
was doing that, I came across a friend who was doing sports management, and in that very instant, like, I was very intrigued. I wanted to know more, because while growing up, the only thing that I knew one could do in the sports field was either be a player or a coach. There was
Correct.
nothing beyond that, so I was very intrigued when I came across this. So I naturally had to follow my heart and take this up.
Absolutely, and I think during our times there was not an inclination towards sports management. People hardly knew about it. I feel, at least when I thought of coming
Definitely.
in. Yeah. So very nice, athletic national
Yeah.
level player. Yeah. But would you tell me, is there any difference for being a player, and what are the changes that you would like to mention that from being a player to a professional? How do you see it? Like, how is it?
Obviously, it's very different. Like, it's absolutely not related at all. Being a player is something absolutely different, and being on the other side, sort of organizing events or doing something in the sports field is, I feel like it's basically like any other job, really.
Hmm.
So
Correct.
I don't think you can compare. the two.
Yeah, because I think there is a lot of myth until now that people think that if you're a sports person, you can easily get into the industry, and it's quite similar. Though, like being inclined towards sports is something is important, but being a professional is very different, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so next
Yeah,
one, we'll hop
somebody
on to
did
the next.
talk to us right in the beginning. I remember they said that just because you like to play doesn't mean you'll be great at this, or doesn't mean this is what you want to do. It
Yeah,
was
it
like a
happened with me
warning.
too, actually. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember this thing as well. I fairly remember this memory, right? Okay, great. So, I want to know one thing. This is a very
Yeah, yeah.
important thing that students or people who think who are willing to enter the industry. How important is it to gain theoretical knowledge from various professionals?
Hmm. It's a good question. Um, I like to say yes and no. It's important and not, because primarily, irrespective of the sector, there are two things. One, you definitely need to go through the theoretical studying phase, because to set your foundation, to get your concepts right, to get a glimpse of what the industry is all about. And second, no matter how much you study or from which organization you study, there is going to be a great deal of learning on the job.
Hmm.
So it is important, but I'll probably say that won't be enough. You'll always learn a lot of new things on the job.
Correct, correct. Once you are onto that journey, you learn much more than just learning theoretically, right? Yeah, great.
Correct.
So,
Like, for example, for me at Ironwood, I think there's a lag. But I was saying that for me at Ironwood, it was a great experience for me, because it sort of gave me a flavor of all the different things that you can
hmm,
expect to get out of the industry. Because, like I said, I had no clue that one could build a career in this. So when I went through the whole college course, it's sort of, we had subjects like sponsorship and venue management and
right,
PR, and so it's giving like little flavor of different aspects of the industry. So I think it's really important to sort of um, go through that, so you can pick and choose what you're more interested in, or uh, how you take off your career probably.
correct. It gives you a foundation and then gives you various options to understand what exactly you would want to go into. Right, correct. Great. So, Sukanya, I
True,
want to
true.
ask one question. Do you have any personal experience or an incident that you would want to share while you were in your classroom session or during your internship? I think classroom sessions are going to be more fun, but then I'll let you pick.
Yeah, yeah, like I'm like I've thought about this for a while, and I've not been able to pick one, but just being in the classroom was so much fun. Like, the faculty was obviously people from the industry, so they were sharing like knowledge based on their real experiences, which was cool. And apart from that, you meet batchmates who come from so many different backgrounds. Like, we had a writer in the class. There were engineers. There was somebody who had done hotel management. I was from finance background. So it was just so cool to meet people from these different backgrounds, and sort of see their way of thinking. And there was a lot of learning from the batchmates as well. So unfortunately, I can't think of one incident as such, but I made a lot of great friends.
Any funny
So
incidents
that
in
was
your
fun.
internship or any experience in your internship?
Internship, well, yeah, I mean, I got into a company that was into developing the game of squash,
Hmm.
and I had never seen a code before. So it was just very different. I mean, I had not imagined that in such a small space there would be somebody would have made like such a difficult game. It's very tough, and at the same time,
Yeah,
it's very very interesting to watch. You will not believe me until you've watched it live, because that's what I used to think about it before I like watched a game live. So yeah, there's a great deal of learning. I mean, if I go into details, I mean, I remember my first sponsorship related meeting. It was crazy. I had not uttered a word. I just went
right.
there, sat up my senior. So it was just like, and I got out of it, and I was like, wow, why did I even come here? I did not contribute anything to this at all. But that was a learning.
Yeah,
So
yeah. The initial learnings
it
are
was a great
very
thing that we had to do internship right in the middle. Yeah.
correct, correct. It helps you. I know, I can believe that. It really helps you. So, is there like related to your
Yeah.
experience? You've been having so many experiences about the sports industry. You've been a player as well and everything. Is there a piece of advice that you would want to give the young aspirants who wants to come into the industry, in the sports management industry as a career? Is there anything that you would like to share?
Well, advice, I feel like even I am still finding my feet here. So I'll probably just say that just follow your heart, maybe, because I remember when I decided to take up sports, people were like, what? Like, even I, like, how I didn't know there was a career in this, others also didn't know. So be brave. If you're really liking it, just
Hmm,
go for it. And the rest, I mean, there's going to be a lot of guidance. I mean, through college or even at your work. So no stress there. So I guess just be brave and follow your heart. If you're wanting to
it's
do this, do
very
it.
important. Absolutely. It's very important on this. I got a
Yeah.
question myself personally. Isn't it very different once you get into the industry? Like you learn every now and then, like every stage of your life, you keep on learning in this industry, I feel. Because it's very small and very vast as well at the same time. So I think, yeah, being brave is very,
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
very
I mean,
important.
one thing probably we can do is do some research. Like, this industry is up and coming now, so you can probably Google a little bit
Hmm.
and sort of find out if you like what's there in the whole space
Right.
before taking any
Right.
decision, maybe.
Correct. Absolutely. It's very important. And what do you think, like, what do you think according to you are the skill sets that are required to be in the industry? Like, are there any specific skill set or how do you look at it?
Specific, I think it's more generic. I mean, in like a say good with MS Office maybe, and good with communication skills, and just in general well-rounded personality, and all of that goes a long way. If I had to say something specific, well, I mean, knowing the basics of different sports will always be a plus, but that's also not again completely true. Like, I got into squash and I didn't know anything. Like, I probably had not even seen a squash racket before, so doesn't matter as much. So I guess my answers are going to be very generic for this.
No, I remember when you mentioned MS Office and all, and I remember the Excel classes that we used to have, which was very, very important. We came to know later once I passed out from the institute that, oh, Excel is very important.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, probably I didn't find that very like different, because that's what I was doing since I was
Ah,
pursuing CA. So that was pretty basic for me. But I do remember, like, I remember it was a whole lot of a struggle for a bunch of others. So yeah, I
yeah, yeah.
think a little bit of like the general stuff. Yeah,
Yeah, that's where actually people from different background comes in and we understand what is what and what is not.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Great.
yeah. Like,
Okay.
I really sucked at making presentations. So, well, like I was telling you, there are so many people from different backgrounds, and they really do help that. Uh,
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's like a teamwork that we are working on, a project that we are working on with the
yeah.
team. You know. Right. Okay. Awesome. So again, I will have one more question related to you as a player. Like you being a player, what are the changes that you would like to bring to the system if given an option of?
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, I have been very aware of the fact that in our country there is a whole lot of attention given to just cricket. I mean,
Yeah.
it's definitely, I see that changing now, with a bunch of other sports trying to come into the limelight, which is great. Apart from that, I feel like the events that we do, the tournaments, they need to be sort of a little more fancy and glorified. Like, I remember I attended the NBA games here in Bombay, And
Hmm.
that was such an amazing experience. I mean,
Right.
it was not just the game, it was
Right.
like the works, like everything. There was a little bit of dunking scene put up by a bunch of the players, and the mascot singing and dancing, and there was so much engagement with the crowd. It was not just the game. Obviously the game and the level of the play was like next, it was insane. uh, but I think we should do that, like uh,
Uh,
give the audience an experience rather than
right.
just coming and watching a game and go. Like
Right. Right.
that might just change the scene.
Hmm. Hmm. Experience matters absolutely. Absolutely, because I can now relate to one of my experience in back in Dubai when I was doing my internship at Rugby Sevens. It was altogether a new experience for me, and I had never seen rugby. So yeah, I can probably relate with your experience that you're saying that it is important, very important. And actually a good point to be
Yeah.
looked after upon. Definitely. Great. Okay. I think I'm done with my questions, but I want to end this up with one question, that is, how do you feel to be like an alumni of Ironwood and to share your experience here?
Um, well, I'll say like it's positive. It's very, very positive. Like, I have now gone back to finance after 2 years of work in sports industry, and even now I have the liberty of reaching out to the college or the other students. Uh, if I'm doing some, so even though I've moved in finance, there is some work that might need
Right.
me to do some research in the sports space.
Right.
So Sandesh might know. I've reached out to him to get me in touch with some people for that. And similarly, I have gotten in touch with some of the other alumni members who have given me great leads and helped me with work while I was in the sports industry. So I think that it's great to be a part of a college where like the alumni members are connected and will help you out.
Absolutely. And I feel now this calls for a alumni meet once because it's been a while that we've not met.
There is like a little bit of a lag.
Even now.
Constantly having to like, yes,
Is it better
try
now?
to unmute. I can.
Is it a little noisy around?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
I
Give
guess
me a
now it's better.
yeah. Okay, great. Okay, I think we are done with the questions part, but let me just ask once again to you, how was your all the experience for the first episode, and is there anything that you would be looking forward in the coming episodes as well from your side, being an industry expert?
I'm so sorry, Ruchira. I just couldn't get anything what you said. I think it's probably my network because I'm back in my hometown.
Oh, okay. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. I'll be back. So, Kanya, can you hear me better?
Yes, now I can see you also. All this while, I have been seeing a frozen screen.
Really? Okay, great. I think Wi-Fi
Okay,
has to
spoke
work
too
out.
soon. You froze again.
Okay. I hope
Let's
you're
let's
able
try
to.
to keep going.
Yeah, I just hope you're able to hear me out. Uh, we are going towards the end anyway, so I just wanted to understand how do you feel with this talk show, and how what is it that you would want to know more from the show?
I think I got your question. First, I'd like to say that the college has got the best candidate for doing this show. I think you're a perfect fit here.
Thank
Uh,
you.
'Cause you're very, very social and you're just very smooth with like talking. So it's great. And yeah, this was
Thank
nice, fun, general chat about college and the industry. It was good. But they tell me that there's going to be more specific conversations happening in this space soon. I think that will be really, really helpful for new people who are looking to join the sports industry or looking to take up this course. So yeah, people should watch this space.
Yeah, great. Okay, great. So, Kanya, thank you so much for joining in as our first speaker of this show. And we'll be looking forward to get in touch with you again personally and also on professionals as well very soon. And I hope everything is fine
Sure
and please
thing.
take care. And thanks again.
Yes, all good. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. It was great fun. Thanks again. See you. Bye. Okay, great guys. So I hope everyone enjoyed this show and I hope you've taken your pointers out of this talk show. And what we are going to do is we are going to meet every Saturday around this time. And please do follow our social media handles to understand more who is going to come in for the next Saturday. But just to give you a hint, there is one more alumni that we are going to speak to coming Saturday, and the alumni is from the education sector, sports education sector. So watch out for the coming week. It's going to be really, really interesting. And as we grow, as we keep on going week after week, it's going to give you a lot of knowledge and lot of insights of the sports industry. So please make sure that you follow the Instagram handle, you follow every news that you get in, and come on to every Saturday. And I'll be there as your host for the coming talk show. So see you on Saturday, guys. Thank you so much. It was lovely meeting you all. Thank you.
Hello everyone. What comes to your mind when you think of the various fields in which you can pursue your career, be it an engineer or a doctor? But how if we tell you that you can have a career in which you dreamt of since childhood? Yes, it is now possible to have an astounding career in the field of sports. At Ironwood Sports Management Global Academy, we offer various undergraduate and postgraduate degrees in sports management. This course is open to all individuals interested to pursue a career in the sports industry. Being a sports manager opens a wide range of career options such as being a sports presenter, sports analyst, sports broadcaster, sports business development, esports, etc. So what is the wait for? Secure your future by enrolling now. So join us and start your dream career in the field of sports and sports management. Admissions started Bachelor in Sports Management and Postgraduate Diploma in Sports Management. For more information visit our website or call us to book a free counseling session with our expert.